من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين وإن تستفتحوا فقد جاءكم الفتح نصر من الله وفتح قريب وبشر المؤمنين بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل أعوذ برب الفلق من شر ما خلق ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب ومن شر النفاثات في العقد ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل أعوذ برب الناس ملك الناس إله الناس من شر وسواس الخناس الذي يوسوس في صدور الناس من الجنة والناس إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما صلى الله تعالى عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Shukran Imam C. Bishop, you have the floor, please.
Thank you, Chairman. Lord God of mercy, of grace, of compassion, of forgiveness, and a God of justice, you who will give justice to the widows, to the fatherless, to the oppressed, we call upon you this morning hour as we continue in the sittings of this TRRC. We continue to pray that as we hear things that have happened here in the past years, that you will grant us the know-how to be able to deal with the situation in an appropriate manner so that all will have remedy to the situation that has confronted them. May you be the provider of all the resources that we will need to do all the good things that we have to do, to grant reparation to those who would need it. And we pray that by your Holy Spirit's power, reconciliation will take place in this whole land, from Banjul to Koina, and for members of the Gambia who are in the diaspora, that Lord, we pray that patience will exist in all of us, and that your own justice will fall down in this land for all. In Jesus' name we pray, praise and thanksgiving. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much, my Bishop. Council, I believe we are continuing with our April 2000 theme. If that is the case, are we ready with this morning's witness? If we are, please proceed.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman. Good morning, Commissioners. Good morning to you all. Indeed, we are continuing with April 10 and 11. I ask that the usher bring in the witness. In the meantime, I would like to address a proceeding hearing. I had indicated that I would like to tender into the record the identity document of Ms. Mane in order to have a record of her actual age. I would like to do so as Exhibit 0073. I seek the admission of this document. It's a photocopy of the identity card front and back, and it's a national identity card. Thank you.
Request granted. Thank you.
I, Abdul Karim Jamme,
Do swear that
I will speak the truth,
I will speak the truth,
the whole truth,
the whole truth,
and nothing but the truth.
and nothing but the truth.
So help me God.
So help me Allah.
Thank you.
Good morning, Mr. Jame. Welcome to the Commission.
Thank you. Good morning.
Can I just ask the usher to hand this over to the Commissioners? We met yesterday. You know my name, Hareja Balagay.
Yes.
I will be questioning you today on behalf of... Begin, can I just ask what language you would like to testify in?
In Mandinka, please.
In Mandinka, please.
Yes.
Can I ask that the interpreters prepare to interpret Mandinka in English? We'll just give them a few seconds to change seating.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Mr. Jame, for your testimony today, you've already opted to testify in Mandinka. Therefore, I ask that you allow a few seconds at the end of my speech so that the interpretation can be conducted. I will do the same.
Allah diyamulu nata diyam ta fayede isi secondan tabula tole koma jang pour ñing kamala kana soro seke nyama andunga lakumulu fanal kana sele ñokan.
Bismillah. Okay.
So that way we will both speak slowly, so please take your time. We have one session.
Ako to kamala mbe albesa lawato ta kadiya mu doman pour ko ñim besi lankena ma ay senaya.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. For your testimony today, we will cover about 3 topics.
Ako bila sede aroto mbe kukuma sabale mala.
Okay.
There are, of course, sub-issues in each one.
Ako kiliwo kilima faye quality bari be dendi ñola.
Okay.
We will be who you are.
Mba folola ifongola kunya kibaro la itele mujumati.
Okay.
Then the bulk of your testimony would be about the events of April 10th, 2000.
Amunta ila sedero members yala je wala bekel April karo tili tangoti 2000 sangokono.
Okay.
The Commission wants to make sure that it receives information from different perspectives and from individuals in different locations who were in different locations.
Baro soto kulu tanya silolu fatata nyaming aning kabo molu bulu menu manke kilinte aning kolu fanalu fatata nyaming aning aketa dinkiralu menuto purolu besi senea.
Okay.
So on Monday we heard testimony from Mr. Lamin Job regarding the events in Brikama.
Ako tenel lungo Mr. Lamin Job dia mutajanne kolu menu keta Brikama.
Okay.
On Tuesday we heard testimony from Mr. Seni Sengor regarding the events in Esso.
Ako talata lungo nga sedearo moy Mr. Seni Sengor bulujang kolu keta nyaming Esso sate o fananto.
Okay.
And today we hope to hear your different perspective about the events at Westfield, Dipakunda, Kanifing.
Ako woto bimbe lafila kete fanana karo moy kolu keta nyaming Westfield, Dipakunda aning Kanifing.
Okay.
We will then talk about the impact that this has had on you.
Bitun sina dia mufanang wokoe men sababu ite fangoma.
Okay.
So we will talk about the injuries that you sustained, as well as injuries and other information that you observed.
Okola baramolu ni mantora kolu men ketete la nsio kacha aning de kukotengolu kukolengolu menu late kan fanansi lankena ma aning akolu lata nyame.
Okay.
And a lot of this would cover your time at the RVH, as it was known at the time.
Ako otumo dum members yala je wolem yo wato men ke banyun loptani bato otumo ikafudame RVH.
Okay. We'll talk about the incidents that you witnessed and other activities at the hospital.
Mbe kachala fanan kuola menu ketete nyala ya menu sedea anin kukotengolu menu tamata inyala loptanoto.
Okay.
And we will also address briefly the treatment that you received in other places.
Andumbe kachala le fanan jara rome yasoto dinkira kotengolu tokata.
Okay.
And then we will end with other types of impact beyond just the medical impact, such as the social impact as well as psychological impact.
Andumbe tumbina kumo banna dame aning ita fangola hadamaya koluto ay mantoro men sababu mani ila kolu keta nyamin anim fanang ila sondo mo miro to ila hadamaya to nyin ko e mel lekan.
Okay.
As well as a bit about the activism that you've been conducting over the years in order to bring attention to the plight of April 10 and 11 victims, as well as your quest for justice.
Anim fanang pour ka tonya fasa pour tilingu nin tonya sina moli mantoro lata mennu kan anin kata ku kotan lu mennu fana lu tamata itila karola pour ka jako tilingu nin tonya e sabati nyin koto.
Okay.
Are you ready to begin your testimony on
ila kolto pour ka damuta e paretal?
I'm ready, inshallah.
I'm ready, inshallah.
For the record, can you please state your full name?
Ako puru saferol kamma ito fangom be mu mew be fu bang.
Abdou Karim Jammeh.
Mr. Jammeh, are you known by any other names?
Ako fodum todol sudontale ke kumandi men na bang.
Ha.
Wala munti, yes, I have other names.
AKJ.
They call me AKJ.
Can you tell us when and where you were born?
Muluta Jinak Kajata.
I was born in Jinak Kajata,
North Bank region.
in the North Bank region,
5th March 1979.
on the 5th of March 1979.
Can you tell us where you attended primary school?
Jinak Kajata.
I attended the Jinak Kajata Primary School.
And then did you attend any other school after that?
Ako biribota auto feta ta karambundo to lebang.
Wakwato le nata Kombo.
That's the time when I came to Kombo. I went to Sheikh Maska School.
As of April 2000, were you attending Sheikh Mas Junior School, or were you at another school?
Ako 2000 April karokono. Hanim bi otumo yetara Sheikh Maska karambungul to febe karambundol to otumo.
Ha.
Yes, I was at Sheikh Maska School.
Can you tell us what grade you were in April 2000?
April 2000 yatara ibe grade jumale karambungoto.
Grade 9.
I was attending grade 9.
For our understanding, can you tell us where your school was located at that time?
Purunga fahamu kende kende ke wo karambungo abe mintole Kombojang.
Abe Joshua aning Kanifing Temadal.
The school is located between Joswang and Kanifing.
Bari mum fam sone ada olam GTTI koma bijento.
But the easiest way to locate the place is it's just behind GTTI.
And in April 2000, we understand that there were student demonstrations.
Ako April karo kono 2000 nga nyim fahamu ko talibolu fintita la ya balamba yake. Yes.
Can you, prior to the actual demonstration, can you tell us what information you heard in relation to the demo?
Ye kibar dolu soto ne niolu soto isi olu fono nye menu keta ali kibaro lu menu kenzung janning balamba ya fong bekela.
Nga kibaro soto kany.
Yes, I have some information.
April karo tili waro la jumalongo.
On Friday, the 7th of April,
njita karambungoto.
after closing from school,
na kafunyuma do bije atelemuna karamola head boy oti.
I have a friend who was the head boy of the school.
Wale konye ko strike nyanta so.
There will be a demonstration on Monday.
Barbila yo fonyente nga mira nung kome ka football kumolo fonye kome ebe strike la lenka yes.
When he told me that, I thought that he was talking about football until he asked me, "Are you going to take part? Will you take part?" I said yes.
Anyway, post but strike nole.
I told him that I am a goalkeeper, but if you want me to play inside, I will still take part. He told me, no, this is not part of football. It is going to be a demonstration. It's now that I understand you. I told him, well, right now at this moment I don't have time for that.
But bijeni woka ke ngaki baro soto nung ko komin na kafonyo mafula nung na sitifani tiele tilimbali atamandi kanenu.
But before all that, I also had information that 2 students were maltreated by uniformed men or men in uniform.
So biringa nata konying explain nyeko molbe fintila puruka na ni kuyata ndi wole la kuala pour man sekunda se kukije.
That's the time he explained to me that the demonstration is about those 2 students because we want to show the government that we are angry about what happened to those students so that the government can now do something about those events.
Nata ko anyway wo mo kukende balde because nkafunyolom.
And I told him that, well, if that's the case, that's very good. We should do it. We should do it because we are all colleagues.
And coming munkete wala si kenen tol fanalale.
Because what happened to them can happen to any of us.
Ni wo kita fanai fanase lo no nyende.
And if that happens to us, they also can get up and stand for us.
Nata ko sense meklen se kukende lom na wato sita jartale nga fintingata.
I told him that, well, that makes sense. It is something good. And when the time comes, we should all come out.
Then nata janja wole nyamantata.
And we dispersed from that point.
You've just said.
You
said that it was the head boy of your school who informed you on the 7th of April that there would be a demonstration.
Yes.
What is the name of that head boy?
Allah head boy atodung
Muhammad Kamara.
His name is Muhammad Kamara.
You told us that it was the demonstration was because of what happened to 2 students who were maltreated.
Ako eyenyum fanam foko alla demonstration be kala talibe fulale la koti meni alonko uniform tiwolle ye mantora. Yes.
Can you tell us which 2 students you're referring to?
Ko isa fono nyenne talibe juma nyollem nyelti fo isi tolu fono nyebang.
Walam Ibrahima Bari and Bintamane.
Yes, those students are Ibrahima Bari and Bintamane.
And why was there a need to hold a demonstration in relation to the 2 students?
Ako sai mune na ta sabu hanfo alinyanta fintila ka demonstration o ke puru talibe fulo la ko kamma. Very important because if you look at it,
just
how we had the news.
Bintamane yo paramilitary
Bintamane was raped by a paramilitary man.
And Ibrahima Bari Fana.
And Ibrahima Bari also.
Fire service officers all wale ta to kanko iba kulukanne.
Fire officers caught him and said they are going to teach him a lesson.
So kuluro kang tafaibulu.
Well, what they did was too much. They overdid what they said they will do, to the point of that the child became so sick that he died.
So these 2
things, if you look at them, it was a brutal action. If you look at it, these men are the men who are supposed to secure these students and make sure that they go through the right path. And if they turn and now do something like this, something brutal to those students.
So as a student body coming to
so if you look at it in that way, we are also students. We are all on the same. We are all in the same boat. What happened to them can happen to any of us.
So
and if that happens like that, we should come out and show to the government that, or we can even put ourselves in their place, or we can put ourselves in their shoes. To demonstrate that what has happened shouldn't have happened, so that we will also show what we can do.
On the 7th of April, when the head boy, Mohamed Kamara, told you about the demonstration to take place on Monday,
yenyum foko head boy nying Kamara ko wole ya fayenko alinyanta demonstration okela tenel lungo. Yes.
while you were very concerned about what happened to these two students, your initial reaction was you don't have time for that.
Ako ila Kenya follow wole mnyintiko ite mang wato soto puru ku fasongulu ye wole follow fo Kamara e biraya fo ye. Yes, that's what I told him initially.
Can you tell us what was happening at that time?
Foisa fono nyenu wotembo munebe kekan
exam
This coincided with the time of exams at the schools. That's why when he told me this thing, I said initially that I don't have time for it. But after we discussed this thing lengthily, then I remembered that this I had of these two incidents. Well, this is what changed my mind, and I agreed to join the students.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this was on the 7th of April, and the demonstration took place.
Ako nying keta ininyi na kacha keta April karotili woro ulole. Bari demonstration o yafo ko tenen lungole wo kanyanta lunju male fe karo kono. It coincided with the 10th of April. That's the demonstration itself.
And on the 10th of April, you told us this was during exam time. Were you supposed to have an exam on that day or not?
Ako yenyim foko aning exam wato le benta. Fo lundung al nyanta exam kelale wolungo fangola bang fodung al manyang tala class mulu. Yes, we should have exams on that day, on that Monday.
So can you tell us what happened that morning on the 10th of April? Take your time and give us a step-by-step account of what occurred.
Ako woto afonye mune keta wotenel lungo somanda yata simfa nin simfa ka afonye pol bulata nyono manyami.
Walum tenel lungo somanda.
That Monday morning,
will tell no talaw waro saltanganku.
I took bath and prayed.
Wati jama bijen ka boso ta Churchillstown wala Bambo.
On many occasions, I used to join the bus at Churchillstown or at Bambo.
So exam watu ngaje ko mala fi kalet baake because nillet ambe na paper mislale.
So during exams, I don't want to be late for any of the papers because if I am late, I might miss the paper I'm supposed to do.
So wale yake nko batungata Churchillstown.
That's why I said, okay, let me go to Churchillstown.
Katuje karamuto dinol dol ka ji boso konole dole boso ta way Bambo ni nati katambele mostly akatara boso bu fare.
So the reason for going to Churchillstown is that when the bus comes, a lot of students descend from the bus and I will have a chance to join the bus. But at Bambo, mostly the buses come, they are filled up and they don't even stop. They just come and pass. Because around Bambo there is no school there.
So Churchillstown.
That's the reason why I arrived there.
Lota demanding.
I stood for some time.
By Mbuka boss Jeming Kana because normally what on ning 88 taraje wala 8:30 boss kanale.
I stood there for some time without seeing a bus because normally there from 8 to 8:30 usually a bus comes around.
Ambiye for 8 tambita.
I was there until after 8.
Ngaje ko nyinde is better nga katanga tamanga ngata school auto.
I said to myself that well it is better for me to walk and go to the school because I have not seen a bus up to now. Me to get a bus at Westfield if I arrive at that place in time.
Or
if I don't even have a bus at Westfield,
say Borino,
I can even jog or run
Because what time mo mbe funding ke yaring ka football o ke ka boro ke then ko batunga fefe o nyam fa jeni mbe futala school before na paper miss.
Because at that time I was young, I used to run, I used to play football. I said as an athletic, I can still walk or run and go to the school if I don't even have a vehicle, so that I will not miss my paper. That's how I left Churchillstown and went.
Westfield.
When I arrived at Westfield, still I haven't seen a bus, but I saw students coming. Many of them, they were running. Some of them were shouting with their bags. Some were holding books in their hands. I stood for the time. I said, I don't know what's going on.
Because I strike completely.
Because at that time I had already forgotten about this strike completely.
So not I looked
around and thought by myself, where can I go right now? Which route can I take to reach my school?
And after come Westfield Jacaranda Dalaje, Silandindo Bije.
I was there. There is a place called Jacaranda. There is a small road from that building.
At Westfield before we proceed further.
Okay.
Yes.
You said that you saw students and they were holding books. How else did you know that they were students? Apart from that.
They
were wearing uniforms. Because I was also wearing my school uniform, so I recognized them as students from school.
The students that you saw around Westfield, were they all wearing the same uniform or did you see different uniforms at that time?
Westfield. Uniform façon kilingole be la bang fodung ila uniform lu fatam fatantale ko karambung lu fatam fatanta nyame. There were different students because they were wearing different uniforms from different schools.
You said that they were running, is that what you said?
Yes.
Could you tell what they were running away from?
Well, that's it. They were running from the security forces who were behind them.
Do you recall which security forces that you saw?
For security na police I saw they were being followed by the paramilitary forces.
Can you tell us what kind of uniforms those security forces, the paramilitary, were wearing?
For sa fono nye mu uniform fason ne bedunding wo paramilitary wala wotumo. Wearing dark blue, maybe it's navy blue, but it's dark blue as I can say.
And when you saw these paramilitary forces, first of all, do you recall how many you saw? Was it a large group or was it just a few of them?
Ako saying yewo paramilitary olumenu jewonya imo jamalo mbamfo mo danta doronnem.
Imanke mo dintinak because ni ajibe.
I can say that there were more than 10 people.
And when you saw them, you've already told us the uniforms they were wearing. Were they carrying anything?
Akobriyeje ya fanyene uniform façon membela bari mum fem façon lebe bulolu kono.
Yebulle ani lain fole mum katara ibulu kamol lipamin dal.
Well, they were holding guns, and apart from that, they were having truncheons also, what they used to beat people with.
You said they were holding guns. Were you able to tell what kind of guns they were holding?
Ako ya kidolu menu jebulu fo sa fo no nyenne mun kidi façon nu lemu.
What time ode man kidolu mbake nak nta hono la waye na korosiroto dal biru ko la nata jibe roke nata je ko AK-47 na bebul no wawto.
At that time, I don't know much about guns, but afterwards I came to realize that the type of gun I saw with them were the AK-47 rifles.
And we will come to how you found out that information, but still focusing on the events at Westfield.
Ako bitung mbina futala wala ma nyato, bari bitung purka hanimbi ka jube menketanung Westfield.
You said that they were also holding truncheons. Did you see them using those truncheons?
Ako ya fanyum fananko ekam liparanglu men katare bulu fo ya jelebe molu lipakang wala bang.
Hange jelebe lipakang.
Yes, I saw them beating students with those truncheons.
And you said as a result students were fleeing.
Ako wale du ya sabu talibol be borikambang.
Ha.
Yes.
What about their guns? Did you see them using their weapons at that time?
Ako tembo ila ojero kono ya jele fanam foye kido fay bang.
Hange je fay.
Yes, I saw them shooting.
What were they shooting at?
Ibe kido fay kan juma nyol lema.
Ya nyati len student nyul la walbe ko may we no kan so ba fay kan.
They were shooting at the students because the students were guns.
And when they fired those guns, did you notice if the students sustained any injuries as a result?
Foi la cross roto. Biri kono wala kudo soto kono bang.
Wato dal na korosiro mum futa je nak.
Well, at that time I didn't keep my mind on all those things.
But do you recall seeing any student with injuries that time at Westfield?
Ako bari foi na ta talibul jel bang men yalon koy na ta baramo soto koto Westfield je.
And just to make sure it's clear, do you recall seeing any blood at any point during your time at Westfield?
Ako fo elataro Westfield kono je wo ko be kerin kola foi na ta yelo jele dinkirato wala mo bala bang.
Wato de no mom moje follow.
No, at that time I haven't seen any blood or anybody wounded.
So this was very early in the morning. You saw paramilitary beating students, also firing their weapons.
Ako nyimu somanda juno lete ya paramilitary lu je ila wo li parang lu bebulu be talibolu li pakang kido lu bebulu wala mbang.
Ha.
Yes.
Honey.
Yes, I didn't see any wound on the students.
And the students were fleeing at that time. What did you do?
Ako talibolu be borikan wotumo sa yete fangunata ke minata muneke.
Coming up nata o silan je coming auto space palaso vision se dun noni njela coming malafinga for na exam la pour ka dunje kata nakaram moto.
Well, that's the time I looked around and observed that small road from that place I mentioned earlier, Jacaranda. So I said, okay, let me leave this place. Then I took that small route to go to my school so that I will not miss my examination paper.
Because what follow?
Because by that time they have not even arrived or they have not reached my position where I was standing.
Okay, so
then I took that small route. I went for, I took a small distance.
I met
with other students coming from that direction also. They were also running towards me. Those people were followed by soldiers. They were also firing, the soldiers were also firing at the students.
Okay,
when I saw that, I stood. I turned. I retraced my steps. I came back to Westfield. I went along and I continued with those students.
Before you retreated and went back to Westfield, I have a couple of questions. You said that you saw soldiers at that point when you took that shortcut.
Yes.
Are you referring to the paramilitary or soldiers of the GNA?
Ako wolfanal mu paramilitary leti bang fodu nyindol mu Gambia National Army la soldier leti.
Yeah, wal mu Gambia National Army la soldier leti.
They belong to the Gambia National Army.
Can you describe the uniforms that they were wearing?
Afonye mu uniform façon nu le bewlu la wotumo.
Wale camouflage la dum.
They were wearing camouflaged uniforms.
And what color was that?
Mun couleur façon ne mu woti.
Ñing soldier la dendi ko rek mun ka green, I don't know.
It is
camouflage,
the same camouflage that the soldiers wear, green and other colors.
In terms of the weapons that they were carrying, can you tell us what you observed? Were they carrying AK-47 or a different kind of weapons?
Ako jorang lu melu fana ya aje bulu. Mun joram façon ne lu fana mu AK-47 o leti bang fo munem.
Ha wo fana be kelawolde because biri ngol je tonta wala nyama instant.
Ako yes, the moment I saw them and I saw them firing, I turned immediately.
When you saw them, you said the students were still fleeing away from them.
Well, the students were running helter-skelter, seriously, to get away from these soldiers.
Did the soldiers do anything with their weapons?
Yes, they were firing.
And similar questions, did you notice any injuries caused at that point?
Ako ko ay nyinin ka men nanungo du karadola fo nyin dom fanang yet barama jele bang talibolu bala fo kujeje
ani mom barama je wato.
Well, I didn't see anybody wounded at that time also.
So again, did you notice any blood at that point in time?
Ako tembo fanang fo yelo jele bang mo bala?
Ani.
No, I didn't see any blood.
In the previous scenario, you mentioned that soldiers were also beating, the paramilitary were also beating the students.
Ako yemem follow jenum paramilitary ulu be mennu noma yaje ko ibe dindiglu lipakang. Yes.
Apart from shooting,
ko bundiro kola nyin sojara dolu mennu yeje ten wol fanalu be fo be kudo ke kan men nin kidi fayote kilinti bang.
Wal dal mol jib liparola because ngeje wato min la rek nda tonta.
Well, I didn't see them beating the students because the moment I.
And from what you told us, they were firing at the students.
Yes.
Tell us what happened when you retreated back to Westfield.
When I arrived at Westfield,
then wato leo nyindol fana mulka wanang PIU mafangola.
That's the time those running away from the paramilitary coming from the direction of the PIU. I met up with those students.
So group nata wara.
Now the group became bigger.
Then
after that,
so
we were sandwiched. Soldiers were on the other side, the paramilitary were on the other side.
So saying otembo.
At that time, every man was running for his head. You just look around and search for a place where you can save yourself. As I was looking for a place, I saw a route near the place I first took to go to my school. That road also.
So when I went into that route, some students also followed me.
Then so we all were running away.
And
let's say the same Canifing, let's say Canifing South.
We were heading towards Canifing South.
Can you give us a landmark towards what kind of establishment, for instance?
It's like coming Johnson will be new pala jile tak.
The Johnsons
Westfield
were just near the Westfield main junction, not far away.
Comme saying taxi kalo daming.
Now that's the place where the taxis used to stand at Westfield.
Nin taxi kabona Westfield. Kadunin komasilo mene fintina saying garage ndingo bije faw.
When the taxis coming from traffic light, there is a way they took and turn and go towards the main garage at Westfield. So in fact now there is a small garage there. So that's the route we took.
That's
the road we took.
Then
we were about to reach Kanifing South.
Why Hanisa in soldier will be no come.
But still the soldiers were following us, running after us.
Then Tata Walla for the junction of Dodo, yeah.
We ran until we reached a junction there.
And Kofta.
Then we turned.
Kata sign GPTC
we turned and faced towards the area where the GPTC is located.
So again.
We turned there again. We were just looking for a way where we can escape, either go to our homes or to go to the school.
So not to do wala.
That's the route we took.
Iceman.
When we reached Iceman, when we arrived at that junction at Iceman,
Paral saying is like if lorry November to come.
So that's where we found the paramilitary standing and waiting for us. Because there were a lot of them at that place. But we didn't even remember that we were going towards their base.
So
when we arrived there and saw them,
again.
We stood again.
And Tonta.
At that time, the soldiers who were following us, we didn't see them.
So
we turned back again.
Saying, I think it was Chinese or Japanese embassy benundaming.
Either it was the Chinese or the Japanese embassy.
Because Iceman Paral again.
So from the point we met the Paras at Iceman, they also followed us. That's why we reached at that point.
And it's like we were just running for our life.
Just like we were running for our lives. Yes, we were trying to save our skin.
Yes, so
we went after reaching that place.
Still
the paramilitary
was this place, post office.
When we arrived there, then we turned and ran towards the post office. When we reached at the post office,
Moli post office BJ student will be
we found a they were angry and destroying things that they can reach.
The area that you described, would that be close to the MDI road or not?
Yes.
And you went past that to the post office?
Post office. Yes.
And at the post office, you started to describe what you saw students doing there.
Yes.
Before that, can you just tell us, were you able to tell for how long you had been fleeing away from, like running away from security forces?
Well, I cannot estimate the time at that time because we were worried and we were running in fear. Wherever you go, if you see uniformed men, you turn and run away from them. So we were just running like that.
So
it's just like that area. We were running in circles, going around, running until we became tired.
Post office.
So when we arrived at the post office,
nga student traje be tiñare because
anything that they can lay hands on.
so on tegi lota ngi jibe
I stood and looked at them.
ko
Students, what's happening?
konya koy no ñing government imam betea because yenna mo fula fa mfintitam be laftaka gero ke wala ku wala so saying security le senan kamol buti kamol bunki do la so wala yati nan tol fana nga nyati le man sekunda la fengol la post office no nga betinya
The students, men killed 2 students, or killed a student and maltreated 1 student. Nothing has been done about it. So this is why we said let's come out and demonstrate peacefully for them to pay attention to our demand. But the only thing they did was to send soldiers and paramilitary. So this is why we also became angry and we said we will destroy anything that belongs to the government that we can lay hands on.
At that point, you told us that it was the security forces who had weapons. During your time at Westfield, going around Iceman, past MDI to the post office, did you at any point see any of the students with weapons?
Ako kabo Westfield, kata for Iceman, kata liye dinkiralu menu be bori wonya, for ye hani talibolu kilingele jorang be membulu bang.
hani
No.
Did you see any of the students carrying guns?
For ye talibe kilingele bang wala talibolu jele bang kido be menu bulu?
hani fodo na bukol ni na bakol de
No, except our books and bags. Those were the things the students were holding.
And with your uniforms, which visibly showed that you were students?
And mo uniform bala kaitandi ko atel mutalibol lit. Yes.
Can you tell us, you mentioned that the students were destroying the post office when you arrived?
Yenyum foko brief tata post office la yatra talibolu be tinyaro laje. Yes.
Can you give us details of what you saw? What were they doing exactly?
Ako foi sa fono nye be mune kekan wo tinyaro to be munni mune kekanje.
in fact ni ajiwe fa dol bi je wol ma uniform dum
If you look at them properly, some people were there who were not wearing uniforms.
dol bi je student mulia uniform dum
There were students who were in uniform,
student ol siata jele
but there were many students too.
ngamin jije wolom ye bundal letinya
What I saw there was the spoiled doors
anim palantero
and windows,
so bagasol mbe konote ke bondi
and the equipment inside were being moved out.
yeah so je dal ngawle jije
That's what I saw at the post office.
so nge nyinin kay nyim fonyi
I asked them, that's what they told me.
ko ko way nyinte solution odi
I told them, but this is not the solution.
nka nyinti nyam fangole
We are destroying our own property.
nyim man sakunda bitala le do binala
This government will go, another government will take its place.
so I think ngaje ko dal nyinte solution odi dal ngala kudo jibe
That's when I told them that this is not the solution. Let's look at something else.
so mbije dorom kafuba na takotek
We were there, another larger group came and found us there.
security la molti
Those people were the security forces.
sojarol bije paral bije
Soldiers were there in uniform, paras were there.
biri fotare rek
When they arrived,
then moliye doron kiro kumata
when people saw them, then there was chaos, people started running.
so borta wala nyama kotek as is coming dalta la nyami
That's how we started running again as we were doing before.
tata fo kos biri nata dol botana Westfield ma famalla Westfield silaba
So when they came, some were coming from the Westfield on the main road.
okay dol ka bonang
Sorry, Mr. Jame, before you continue.
Akoja nibe kontinela.
When the soldiers and the paramilitary arrived at the post office,
Akobirin sojarol nim paramilitary ulu futata post office kamul taraji.
you already told us before that when you saw the security forces, they were carrying guns.
Akoy nyum fanyang ko brali o security ulu je kidolu bebulu.
At the post office, did they use those guns?
Akobiri futata post office foi fana yo kidolu faile bang.
ha ya fayla because biri fotare ya fay wala mol kidindi den mol borta
Yes, when they arrived there, they started shooting. That's what sent panic into the students and they started running.
And from what you could observe, were they shooting at people or were they shooting in the air? What were they doing?
Akoye menje sojaro law bundiro ye be fayro ke kan santo le bang fodu ye kido tili molle lay be bunkan.
No birin kido kumatan nte ngawla moy dorom den mol be nata kidina gutum faya fay santo faya fay dum bot kido la kumata ya fayro le.
I didn't observe that. When we just had gunshots, whether they fired in the air, up or down or towards the students, I didn't observe that. But the moment I had gunshots, that's the time when we all started running.
Please continue telling us about where you ran to.
Yo birin nyindol na takabona wesil nyindo batna MDI ma fangla.
So when these mullangol the soldier roll
nim paral.
So when the paras arrived, some were coming from the Westfield and some were coming from the opposite direction.
What time
That's the time when we started running towards Bakau. We ran until we arrived at the junction where you have the official headquarters located right presently.
So Marala.
Then we took a left. We took a bend towards on our left side. So now we were running towards Dipakunda. At that point, we were being followed by soldiers.
Because
the group I was running with, when we run for some time, I used to look behind and I always see soldiers running after us. That's the time I realized that these people following us were soldiers. That's how we ran. We ran until we arrived at the location where you have the Bakau garage now in Dipakunda.
You said that when you turned around, you saw that the soldiers, security forces were running after you.
Yes.
At that point, did you notice anything about what they were doing apart from running after the students?
Well, they were following us and they were still firing.
Yeah.
Yes.
What about the beatings that you mentioned earlier?
No, those people were unable to reach us. We were running in front of them and there was some distance between us and those security forces. When we went up to a further distance, they stood. They returned back. They returned.
So at this point, you had met different groups of soldiers and paramilitary along the way.
Yes.
Did you at any point recognize any of them?
No, I told them no because no time.
No, at that time I cannot recognize anybody because we were in fear and running for our lives.
Yeah,
that's why I cannot recognize any of them. We were just running to get away from them.
You told us that you eventually reached Dipakunda, correct?
Yes.
Please tell us what happened at Dipakunda.
So when we arrived at Dipakunda, we found a group there again, but they were students. Then there were a lot of students there. I cannot count them. There were a lot of students there. We were there. Then one person spoke there. He told us that now how things are folding out, our plan was to hold a peaceful demonstration from GTTI towards Banjul. Now everything has changed and it is completely spoiled now. the way the security forces are behaving,
sayin ko tiñatal
now everything is spoiled.
sayin se munkeno
What we can do now,
al nga janjang
let's disperse
kayro kono
in peace,
ngata suwa kono
we go home.
bara mari ñan abe dulaminto
But that speaker, where he was standing,
jam fatannale domanding
was a little bit distant from me.
ana mari manko ke jambati nak
And he's not a tall person, he was a medium height person.
so manna mari jeno ka koros jamale kile mo wato
I was unable to look at this person to recognize who is this person speaking.
but biraye wo fo
But after he told us this,
odlato mo jamana ta understand
a lot of us understood there.
ngaje ko tonya sayin ko manitale
At the time, we all realized that, well, things have gone wrong.
bije dolbe silare molbe mira kan saybe sila jamale tala pour ka seya
So we were there in thinking, which route are you going to take to go to your home?
den jenin ka boje
So before we left there,
otro ka insafo ko mobe sontal sam pour ka sey
at that point, we all agreed to go home.
so mbije wala nyama
We were there.
mo kili nata fintin kanje
So another person came and appeared to us there,
mun keta halifa salati
who was the person of Halifa Salah.
afota mol nyininka
When he arrived there, he asked us.
akomol ko alkamune keteng
He asked us, "What are you doing?"
Just for the sake of clarity, who is Halifa Saleh?
Ako pour ka kulu senayandi jumalom nyi Halifa Salati.
ngamira saya matamu serekunda la député
I think now he is a member of parliament for Serekunda, for a ward in Serekunda.
Can you tell us what he told the group when he arrived?
During afutata je afonyang ay mune fo aliyeje.
akonyelo ko follow altol be mun ke kan
The first thing he asked was, "What are you people doing?"
kay ko be demonstration la ngawla plan dum pour ka
We told him that we planned to hold a demonstration.
akomol ko ba demonstration bu ka keteng
He told us, "Well, this is not the way demonstrations are held.
akonye ko altol la musama alfalti
You people are the future leaders.
altol le betar la jan sama nintol bota jam
When we leave here, you people are going to be the leaders of this nation.
nale jantinya alkatinya alfangol le
If you destroy this place, you are destroying it for yourselves."
al demonstration oni ajibe al nyanta lolale aliye ak nyanta kala nyam ngali ko nyam
Demonstrations are held in a way where you have to stand and do things rightly.
nata fay kon man ko fango kuma fango
Then we informed him that, well, we didn't even start the demonstration.
fami molbe dajale kanne
That we were just gathering, meeting to try to gather together
pour kana kumas
so that we will start the demonstration.
ñil nata sojarol nata nim paral kamol lipa
As the time when soldiers and paramilitary came and the paramilitary started beating students.
sila mol janjanta wala nyama
That's how we dispersed.
mol nata janjandula beto dal
People dispersed, people ran into different areas.
nata fo mole ko woto sayin ko be tembo minto
And that's the time he told us, well, at this present situation,
al janjang al yese alla sol kono
disperse and go to your homes.
bayri sayin al ninyul be kenya min na manke siloti
Because how things are going is not the right way.
mo dol bije bi wolbe tiñarol la
Some people among you people are destroying,
wodum mal tol nafa sama
and there's no benefit to you people
la
tomorrow.
katal ye janjang
Try and disperse
alita alla sol kono
and go to your homes.
so biray o advice o di mol la je
When he gave us that advice,
mol nata kontane
we were happy.
nata fodol ka bulo ko sfam
Some people were even clapping for
so
him.
nata fay ko problem tala be janjan nale
Then we told him that, well, there's no problem. We are going to disperse.
bije wala nyama
That's how we were.
sayin dol fango ya kata fango mulu man jam fajje ma fango mo dol ka janjang ka sey
Some people started going different areas, going to their homes.
At that point, had you heard of any students being killed or injured?
Ako fo tembo ya aliyamu ele ban fo talibol dolu fatale wala e dolu baramale.
ha wo keta comme birate tata
Well, that happened. We had that news immediately after Mr. Salah left there.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Jena kata
So before he left,
modole sartanu je kafokono.
somebody shouted in the crowd
Ko mole ko student o bunne yafa.
and said, a student has been shot and killed.
So biri woyo fo
So when that person stated that,
ko mole ko hanu wo keta
then Mr. Salah said, even if that happened,
almanyanna ko nyin tamandela o nyam.
you shouldn't continue to do things the wrong way.
Sa alsa jibe alsa ko nyin bula jale janja.
Now you can leave everything as it is at this point and disperse.
So atenata tawle nyama mole yala ko mo moje.
Then that's how he left, and we also heeded his advice.
Then
The student who shouted that someone, or the person who shouted that a student had been shot, did he say where the student was shot?
Men wurta ka fo kono je wonya ka foko yo talibe do bunne ya fa aya fole bang yo talibo bundami.
ha ko Westfield.
Yes, the person said that a student has been killed at Westfield.
Did the person say who had shot and killed the student at Westfield?
Nyimari dun aya fole jumale yo talibo bun Westfield ka fa.
Ha nato follow kola
Yes, he stated he told us after,
because bira atitata
because when he left,
ama medoro
just a short while,
ko wato mata sojaro la kuntieti.
at that time the head of the soldiers, maybe Wolem CDS Tibang,
Ha
yes, the CDS,
o nata fintije.
he arrived at the point.
What is the name of the CDS at that time?
Wotembo foi hakilo ya mutale jumale mu CDS ti wotumo.
Ha Babukar Jata.
Yes, it's Mr. Babukar Jata.
Tell us what happened when Mr. Babukar Jata arrived.
Afonye Islam brim Mr. Babukar Jata futata je mune natake.
Afutata je
When he arrived,
karamto dindul yaje
students saw him,
then ikidita nang
then they rushed.
ko yo Babukar Jata fele.
They said, yes, here is Babukar Jata.
Atele order di
He gave the order
pour student obung.
to shoot the students.
So alim fananga fa.
Let's also kill him.
So student roast na wala nyama.
That's how the students rushed on him.
Modol bi je miliyalon ko ya kata pour ka student ol tenkundi.
Some people were there who tried to restrain the students from attacking Mr. Jata.
Ko no allo folo nga lamoy.
Then that's the time I told the students that no, let's listen to him.
Nga nyininka
Then we asked him,
muneketa
what happened?
fatele order diba
Did you give the order to shoot the students?
fatet
Or isn't it you?
bije wala nyama.
That's where we were.
Nte fana be mol konol muli yalon ko fanga nyobulo muta
I was among the students who held hands together
pour ka tanka moñol la
so that we will protect Mr. Jata from being attacked by other students.
bayri dol bi je wolbe kamfari mbakal biri yo moy
Because some students were there who were seriously or very, very angry when they heard the death of a student.
so nga fere wala nyama fo nata student ol tenkundi
That's how we did and tried to calm down the students until they became calm.
so nga nyininka
Then we asked him.
buri nga nyininka
When we asked him,
so modo nata fokote ko
somebody also came and said,
amanke sojaroti de
it's not the soldiers.
because buri nga nyininka akate mo order di soldier la pour kido fay
When we asked him, he said he didn't give any soldier an order to shoot.
birate o fo
When he said that,
nyindo nata sar wala nyama ko sojaronte de paralo
that's the time when somebody else in the crowd shouted that the shooting was not done by soldiers, it was done by the paramilitary.
so nata fonye ko
That's the time he told us,
to kala ngata paral la kampoto
let's go then to the camp of the paramilitary
ngay nyininka
and ask them
jamale order di
who gave them the order to shoot.
because ni sojaro long order be bolantelbul
Because if it is the soldiers, the order should come from me.
so nata tawle nyama
Then that's how we went with him.
why
So you told us that students were locking their arms together in order to protect Babukar Jata, the CDS.
Yenyine foko talibolu ite fango nim dolu aliali bulo di nyola ka nyomuta pour ka Babukar Jata pour ka kanta.
ha
Yes.
And you were one of them.
Ite fango be wolle kono.
ha
Yes.
Therefore, I take it you were in a position to hear what was being said.
Oto way bedamento to mo memmen ko kundim fotaje iba moylale.
ha
Yes.
And so the information that you're providing to us is information that you heard directly, or did you hear some of that information from other people?
Auto ebe kibaro ebe men fo kantelieta keta kuleti fango be dami yamoy ifango nyala fodum yamoy modolle la. No, I was present, I was there, I had it myself.
So at that point, the decision was to go to the PIU headquarters to find out about the incident regarding the student who was killed at Westfield, correct?
Potembo silang nyinamu allahamoti purkata PIU la kampoto kata nyininkaro la jumale bundiro ke menketa o talibo la sayati.
Talibe killing wato.
That one student at the time, the death of one student at the time, yes.
Tell us what happened next.
So nata tolo nyamo.
That's how we went with him.
Nata fo Westfield.
We went with him up to Westfield.
Nata fo menafutalaje para la campoto.
When we went towards the camp of the para, just a little bit distance before arriving at the camp,
ndaseta jela demanding.
A little bit away from the camp.
Gamsel or Gamtel, I think it's Gamsel Dalaje.
Just near the Gamsel.
Nitambita KMC la den ay ka Gamsel lesoto.
After KMC, I think that's where the Gamsel building is.
Yes. Mbe futala je wato minna.
When we arrived at that point,
ngamo doje.
I saw somebody.
Armuto dinno la mo fanati.
A student.
Ay doko chika doko jambala famude.
He took up a long stick.
Manyina famu fenkolom lebida doko.
If I can remember properly, it was a stick of the moringa tree. That's what he was holding. He raised it up.
Tata fo Gamsel o billboard board banyimbala.
He went up to the billboard, that board where the Gamtel advertisement was written.
So I doko chika o lipa.
He beat that board with that stick. Just to spoil it.
So student rose taka.
Some other students rushed on him. Students told him that, what are you doing? We are trying to calm things down and now you are trying to bring another problem.
So, a
lot of students rushed on him. They wanted to beat him. In fact, some had already started to beat him up. I looked at them.
I looked at
the student and recognized him that this man is my own relative. And I held hands with other people. We held hands and then we tried to move away from there. I went to help these other students who they were beating. That's the time I told them, leave him, stop beating him.
So nata doko tabulu.
I took the stick from him.
Nata tanyola.
I went with him.
Up until that point, when you saw this individual who you said is your relative, were you still in the group with Babukar Jatta, or had he left at that point?
Ako wato albefutala wotembo to tumomen hanfo yenyin doko yenyim talibo bulumen nata ke ibadi ngoti fo tembo be yatarle alnim Babukar Jatta le besilo kambang fo yatara tata. No, we were still moving with him. And but later on I left them and went down. I went to that place, that Gamsel location, where this man I found, in fact he's a younger brother, I found where he was beating that board. Then as I stopped him, then we were on the other side of the road.
This relative of yours, what's his name?
His name is Yankuba Bojang.
You told us about the CDS Babukar Jatta arriving at Dipakunda, and then you went with him towards KMC Gamtel area.
Eko Babukar Jatta altera Dipakunda, Brial Nadiamuta, Alnata Bojela le Silomuta Kanak, KMC Kanauma Fangokang Koebe Memfokante. Yes.
With the intention of going to the PIU headquarters.
Adunyinama la Hamuti Purkata PIU la Cordato. Yes.
Was Babukar Jatta on his own, or did he come with someone else?
Babukar Jatta damman ne bije sojaroti bam fodun ani sojardo le nata nyola.
ha anin sojar kelin nata je
He came with one soldier,
ne manñina e
if I can remember properly.
ay red beret la dum
He was wearing a red beret.
an pistulo fana babulu
He was also having a pistol
aba kartentengol la
on his side, a side holster.
pistulo ñum fana ni manñina aya bula kerankoyolo kono
If I can remember properly, the pistol was in a white holster.
ya ani wala nata je
And he came with that man.
yeah.
And was that the only individual who came with Babukar Jatta?
Ako sojarol kuno wo damman nim Babkar Jatta nata bang.
ha o den technology
Yes, that's the only person I saw with Mr. Jatta.
And from Dipakunda going towards the Gamtel KMC area, headed to PIU, were you walking or how did you get there?
Gabonan Dipakunda kana gamtel KMCP ayu kan wo ma fangola. Albetama kan ali singol la bang fo.
ha mbetama kan nga ñobulo muta
Yeah, we were walking and we were holding hands too.
dol ben ko ma so ndi nabeta kan dol ben ñaata dol ben ko ma ben tema
So some students were behind, we held hands and we were following Mr. Jatta to protect him, and some students were in front of him.
So after the incident regarding your relative, Mr. Yankuba Bojang, you said that you pulled the stick away from him and then you were on the other side of the road.
Yenyim foko ela o badi ngo Yankuba Bojang birin wala ko keta itata yedo ko tabulu silang atelbe silo la o karadola.
ha
Yes.
When you say you were on the other side of the road, can you tell us, for example, what kind of landmarks were in that area? We want to situate where you were.
Lafta jilale exactly albema fawmen ni ko itebe altelbe silo o karadola. Fota man ser bijele bang simen fono ka foko mbe ma fawmen na nyinni ma fawla wala nyine bije.
ha odla comme nibita kam banjul mana bañi ni o muta
If you are going towards Banjul on the main road from Westfield,
ni ajibe bulwa karola
on your right hand side,
be manandingo jelaji
there is a small tar road
ing bota nawek ma famala
which is from the Nawek area.
kana katambi KMC kata Gamsel then towards kata for Joshua ma famala
That small tar road went from Gamsel and went to KMC and continued on towards Joshua.
so o manandingo ten bringa injoto nata saw njelato
That small road, that small tar road, that's what we took. When I took the stick from that relative, that's the tar road we took going towards the PI.
so na nata continue silandingo la
Then we went on walking on that small road.
so bitakan
We were going,
ba bringa doko tabulu
but when I took the stick from him,
because molbe siarin
because there were a lot of people,
so nga tabul pour ka fay yalo silandim fulol tema kota dinko bijel
there is a big gutter between these two roads, the main road and the small tar road. I wanted to throw the stick in that gutter.
so waye ning ko mba fayla mol kat comme mo siata nyame mol kat taran ninje tema
But if I wanted to throw it, there were a lot of people between me and the gutter, so I didn't want to hit anybody.
so nga trayo nyama pour kata ka jenke mole ka fay
I tried to avoid people to go nearer to the gutter to throw it in the gutter.
bitaka wo nyama
That's how we were going.
nga fay daming
The place I threw it,
so mbe jibero ke kam fo tonya babakar bitaka ne faman fani na monyol bitaka ne fo man tarata kan
then I turned and looked around to find out whether Babkar is still going with the other students.
so mbe o jibero la dorong
I was just looking.
ko mon nim paral temo aman jam fa bake dal
Then we were very close to the paramilitary.
so nge tarebe lowering
We found them standing
ini la kidol
with their guns.
yeah so biru wo keta
So after that,
straight nga moy paw
that's the time I had the first gunshot.
so biru wo keta
When that gun was fired,
so nyindo ma nata fay ko boy ngata
then I told my younger brother, let's leave.
so tonta daming
The point we turned around
pour ka bori
to run away,
because ni ajibe nga doko fay daming
because if you look at the place where I threw the stick,
ani gota nyi man jam fala bake
I was not far from the gutter, not far from the stick where I threw it.
nata tono la fana to ko daga pour ka bori
That's the place we turned to run away.
then o time olan nata ndama yam
That's the time when the bullet struck me.
so I'm madaming
Where the bullet struck me,
nata boy kota dinko kono le nyam.
I fell down inside that gutter.
Please take your time, Mr. Jame.
Ilawa tota, Mr. Jame.
Are you ready to continue? Or should we
First,
give you a bit more
continue.
time?
Yes, I can.
You said the bullet struck you. Can you tell us where it struck you?
Eko keso yema, ayema ibalo jato minto mafane.
I am mang koma single to mbul mara single to.
The bullet struck my left leg.
Kumbalango ta am majele to.
Around my knee, that's where the bullet struck me.
I am ma komale.
From behind.
So nata finti nyato.
And the bullet came out in front.
I am bonarika funtito.
The bullet entered my leg from the back and came out in the front.
You said it entered your left leg at the back.
Yes.
Is it fair to assume that you were running away when you were struck by the bullet?
Because bring a kilo
Yes. Because when I had the gun,
what time will tonta?
that's the time when I turned around.
So ko batanga borngata.
I said, okay, let me run and get away from here.
So what time will keso natam?
That's the time when the bullet struck me.
Nata boy kota din ko nyingo.
Then I fell inside the gutter.
So mbije
I was lying down there.
for zero nyimbotan na cause bira madrem is like kama bokolo ko ntata la foka pare.
Well, when I fell down, I became unconscious.
Man fen kalam da ko rek.
I didn't feel anything else.
Mbije ole nyama.
I was lying down like that.
Wo gota dinko kono je.
In that gutter.
And
it was very bad inside that gutter. It was filthy. Grass with so many other things inside the gutter.
So why
But when I was struck by this bullet and I fell in that gutter, I was not even aware of anything else. But when consciousness returned until I opened my eyes, I look around. Then I said to myself, where am I? I was lying down there, then I said, let me try to get up. I wanted to get up, but I cannot move.
Then after, then that's
the time when I looked around myself, I looked at my leg.
Because
when I tried to move, I moved my right leg. When my right leg moved, but by that time my left leg, it was completely stiff.
So that's
the time when I looked at my leg. I saw that smoke was coming out of my knee.
So after
I saw that my trouser was punctured with a hole.
Then understand.
I asked myself, well, what happened to me? I don't know.
Then
I was just like that there, and I said to myself, well,
so
inside the gutter, the water there,
yellow
it was, the water all became red. Then Then I looked at it, I put my hand behind my leg.
So nga feel ko ye mbaramatale.
Then that's the time I felt that yes, I am wounded.
But still ndemalong mune be caring.
But still I don't know what has happened.
Then still singo dal mbuka feel la bebe babari.
But still my leg was still stiff. I don't feel anything in my leg.
So after then BJ
I was just like that there.
kakido moy pow.
I hear shootings, I hear gunshots going on.
Molbo wurla.
People were shouting.
Then BJ wala nyamanga mo kilinja tambita.
That's the way I was there in the gutter and I saw someone pass.
So nata hukumandi.
I called him.
Kay na makoy.
I told him to come and help me.
O lota njibe rek.
He stood and looked at me.
Wurita.
He shouted.
So ajita nang.
He came down into the gutter.
I'm chikawle nyama yum funtindi.
He took me up and took me out of the gutter.
I'm sindi duma.
He made me sit down on the ground.
I'm sindi duma je banta je.
It made me sit down on the ground outside.
So mbije.
That's where I was.
Paramilitary mo nani nyong.
4 paramilitary officers came.
Fulana da tata tenokang.
2 came and went after the man who helped me.
So ya start kalipa.
They started beating him up.
Na koy ko mune katante mo Red Cross soldi.
He told them what has happened. I'm a Red Cross volunteer.
Still ibali pakang.
But they went on beating him.
Ya lipa wala nyama fameta.
They beat him up until for some time.
And mo fulo komi mo nan lenata fula do nyol natante ya.
Because they were 4 in number. The other 2 came to me.
Then killing nata o time Benjamin dal nsafo ngadi mo start le ka feel.
So when one reached me, at that time I started feeling pain.
So ngam ko jimo la yang pour kan singo jibe.
I bent my head to look at my leg.
Do nata o lafta kan tulo fadi.
The other man came and wanted to slap me.
So ngajibe ro kere ngambulo wulindi woy.
I just looked at him and raised my hand.
Then I ambulo lipa.
Then he beat my hand.
Nyindo fana nata o lafta kallipa ngambulo fana wulindi woy.
The other one came on the other side and wanted to beat me up. I raised my hand again.
So ngo fana kale wolto.
I stopped his hand.
So then yaje ko lafta kallipa le bi bulo la boti man soto noto.
They wanted to beat me with their hands and they cannot reach my body.
Do nata den woy damfunin komala.
So one turned and went behind me and kicked me.
Nyindo fana damfu.
The other one also kicked me.
So mo kilin mo do nata o koy ko labula.
So someone came and told them that stop, leave him.
But to time on tebe daming.
But at that time,
Nsafo lo liparo dal.
that beating,
Mantra feel ka o nyama dal.
I didn't feel it much
Because
what
what
is worse has already happened to me
then itol kaliparo mungkin.
than the beatings they were meting on me.
So everywhere stop.
When that man stopped them from beating me, then they left that other man who helped me.
And anata foi konte mu Red Cross holding right setol pour ka nyimma koy.
He told them, I am a Red Cross volunteer. I have the right to help this man.
So ina bole to rek moto private moto natalo. Private to big moto ndingo.
That's what they were discussing until a private car came.
So after ilang yindo mun ko ya stop.
The man who stopped them from beating me,
Okonye ita famu student de bankai ha.
he asked me, are you a student? I said yes.
Akonye so ila bukolle.
He asked me, where are your books?
Nkai uniform ole bembala.
I told him that's my uniform I'm wearing.
Akonye uniform school jamala uniform.
He asked me, which school uniform is this?
Nkai for them say maskalo.
Then I told him, well, do you know Sheikh Maska school?
Nkai olla uniform nyinti.
That's the school uniform I'm wearing.
Akonye so ila bukolle.
He asked me, where are your books?
Time on nabako ben koto.
By that time, my bag was on my back.
So ngo ton wala nyama nga bako daile.
Then I turned and opened my bag.
Nkai munam nyinti.
I showed him my books. I asked him, what are these?
Akonye yes to nyalon student ol muti.
He said, yes, you are a student.
Akonye yala la nyim ko kono.
He told me, then you see what you are doing now.
Al damati je.
It is not only you people who are involved.
Alning ndongol le vije
criminals or bad boys have decided to join you,
wolle balla en ko tinya kan
those are the people who are destroying or taking the thing around to destroy your demonstrations.
nkai way hani ba tinya kan o jarta nyen ba
I said, even if that's happening, does it mean this should happen?
akonya sa ngai to be silal fo kar sabe tala school
Then he told me, well, I think we will sit down for 3 months without going to school.
nkai je allah fta walla
I said, yeah, but that's what you people want.
anata fanyo okay it's all right
He said, okay, it's all right.
so mbe je wol nyama den ñin private tie nata lo
That's what we were discussing until this private man came with his private car.
ñinata comme muyem mako e kam bondi o fenko kono I think atoñing kanyina wala bot
The man who helped me and took me out of the gutter, I forget his name.
but kontomo ñing I believe o Mr. Nyanneti kontomo Nyanneti
His surname is Nyang. I forget his first name, but his surname is Nyang.
because nka ko mande Mr. Nyanne la
Because I used to call him Mr. Nyang.
ye ngate tendu ba ko de
Well, I thank Mr. Nyang very well.
yeah so from there I go to private tie ñi nata lo
From there, when the private car stopped,
e bundayle
he opened the door.
e kay ko muneketa
They asked him, what has happened? What do you want?
akoy ko nata ñene kam
He told them that I'm here to collect this man.
but before wena
But before that man came,
be ñem bondi dame mbir mbe siri
where I was sitting when the man took me out of the gutter,
it's like nkatale nka offle ngana
well, what was happening to me at that time was I lose consciousness. A few minutes later, I'll become conscious. A few minutes later, I lose consciousness again.
because atadal fo ngalla fa domanding
Well, in fact, there was a point when I had to lie down on the ground.
nata wil kote ke
Then I got up and sat down.
okay so mbo jibero la
I was there looking around.
nata karam to dindin nani je
I saw 4 students.
miliyalon ko dendi ka koyo wole be bala
They were wearing white shirts
anin kurto ñin dal wom fi malda I think
and black trousers.
but wol birim fintita ye mbondi mbol jibe kan
When I was out of the gutter, I was looking at those students.
na korosiro nata bala itol kam bake
My mind focused on those 4 students
because ibe kenya min kono dal wala ñinandim fangola
because those 4 students, the condition they were in made me forget about myself.
am ngol jele woli fango saba wala ñama
I saw them, and those people, the condition they were in,
e fango sabale fo iten kunta tek
they were lying down, struggling until at the end they all became steady.
so ntela jero to ko dal wol dula to wol fato dulal to dak
But what I realized, or what I thought, that these 4 students have already died
because ye fango sabale fango saba fo tenkunta
because they struggled until at the latter part they all became steady.
Mr. Jame, thank you very much for that explanation.
Mr. Jame numbare law sataro kang.
Unfortunately, it is now time for the break.
Sa nga felentina dahawato sita.
So I will allow you to provide more explanation, and I have a few follow-up questions.
Mbe bulala puru ye continue ka ki sataro ke bitum fana be nyinin kar danta kela.
But we should do that after the break.
Bare ninna dahawato banta fom muruta na ngotumo lembe tenten na wala.
Thank you. Mr. Chairman,
thank you
we will proceed after the break with perhaps half an hour more of his testimony, and then we will commence with the next witness.
Bitum
Thank you.
council ko mbe montoro mbita dahala bar nim muruta na ngabita an fo montoro minute tan saba nate be continue la ko la sina witness do nati.
Splendid. Thank you, Council. We will take a 30-minute break, come back at 12 noon sharp. Meeting is adjourned.
you.